it's Lyddie and welcome back to my channel. So at the moment I am on the floor because I have a massive heavy SciFier parcel to open with you guys today. So I did a buying stream maybe like 2 weeks ago for my 2-year YouTube anniversary. So it's been 2 years since I started MangaTube and it's been really fun. And a lot of you joined me during my manga buying stream where you saw me purchase a bunch of manga from SciFier, and then we also had an extra discount code which was really fun, and then we also did some giveaways. But yeah, this is all the manga that I purchased on that day, and it actually arrived a while ago, but I haven't had time to film and I wanted to show you me unboxing it instead of just like a general haul. So yeah, we're gonna open this today and see if everything arrives safely and be excited, especially for some of the series that are in here. So as always, like, comment and subscribe if you haven't already. I also have a Discord channel where we talk a lot about manga and especially things that I love, which is Yuri manga. So definitely check that out if you're looking for more Yuri GL recommendations. I also have a SciFier discount code if you haven't ordered from there already. They do really good prices on manga that are discounted, even like lower than 3 for 2. And then you can also use my discount code that I have, which is 5% off, and that makes it even better. So check that out. I'll leave all my links down below and the code that you can use to get an extra percentage of your orders. Without further ado, let's get unboxing. All right, let's see what we got in here. I was actually surprised at how fast the order actually shipped. It came pretty quickly as well. I was really shocked. I thought it was because it was such a big order. I thought it was going to take a little bit more time, but it arrived and got loads of packaging under here, as you can see. And I already see the top of this one. We got quite a few piles, so let's just get into it. I already see what we have on the top here. Oh my god, so excited about this one. All right, so the first one I have is Handsome Girl and Sheltered Girl, the complete manga collection. This one is by Mochi I don't know how to say that word, but this one is a GL series and it's newly released. I think it only released like a month ago, and it just sounded so fun and so cute. And also it's like a big chunky omnibus, which I love as well. And honestly, you don't have to convince me very much to pick up a newly released GL series. Of course I had to get it. It looks so fun. The girl on the cover looks absolutely cool, and she looks like someone who's me, basically admiring really cute girls. So I think it's going to be great. From looking at the synopsis, this kind of reminds me of the newly released Green Yuri that everyone has been talking about, which I also have read, which was really good. Is the guy I was interested wasn't a girl at all. Basically, it seems like she ends up with a boyfriend, but then later on actually realizes that the boy is not a boy, it's actually a girl. So she ends up with a girlfriend instead of a boyfriend, and things happen there. So it looks really fun. The art style looks so, oh my goodness, she looks so hot, damn. But the art style looks so cute. Oh man, I can't wait to read this one. This looks so good. And then the next one here, we have a BL series called Perfect Buddy. This one is a manhwa series and it was very highly recommended by Kix on the Discord. She absolutely loves this series and it's one of her favorite BL manhwas. I think just in general, one of her favorite BLs as well, not just manhwas. So I'm really excited to try this. Apparently it has like a really like a puppy type character, and so I'm interested to see what that means and also how the story plays out. But of course I had to get it. I love hearing people's recommendations, and especially if it's something that they love a lot, I always want to try out and see what I think about it. So yeah, this one is from Kiggs' recommendation. Thank you. And then the next one I have is I Married My Female Friend Volume 3. This one is by the same author who did Donuts Under a Crescent Moon. And I actually liked this one a little bit better than Donuts Under a Crescent Moon because they're already kind of in this relationship. Obviously, they married each other for kind of out of convenience, and they're not actually in a proper relationship or married because of love, but they do spend a lot of time together, and they're friends, but they ended up marrying, and it's just really sweet to see how their relationship develops. And I just thought the first volume was super cute, so I think there is volume 2 in this order as well, if I remember correctly. But I really like this GL series, so definitely check it out if you're looking for something really cute and wholesome. And then on to the other side, we have, oh my gosh, super excited for this one, In the Clear Moonlit Dusk by Mika Yamamori. I actually caught up with the series, I think like a month ago or 2 months ago, and I really, really loved it. It gave me butterflies when I was reading it, and I was so engrossed into the story. And honestly, the first volume I read, I was slightly disappointed by the story, mainly because I didn't really enjoy the aspect of this girl. She is dubbed a prince at her school mainly because she's just really cool. She has a certain style that makes her look a little bit more boyish, more princely, rather than super, super feminine. So she's dubbed the prince, but obviously she doesn't really love that she's like that, and I kind of hoped that it kind of went in a direction where she would embrace it a bit more. And also she meets a guy that starts liking her and actually calls her cute and pretty, and then so that makes her really like him. And I also wasn't really sure about that because I thought, you know, you're falling for the first guy who says that you're cute and pretty. So that was that. But then I kind of thought to myself, you know, these are high school students. They're trying to discover themselves in a time when, you know, everything is very confusing. So obviously I'll just, you know, think about it that way and give them a bit of leeway. But then when I started reading it, it really went in a nice direction that I loved so much. It's really cute. It's definitely one of the shoujo stories that I am really enjoying so far, and especially because I haven't been loving high school shoujo stories recently, I have found a few that I've actually been really enjoying. And this is definitely one of them, so excited to continue this one. And then the next one is another shoujo story that I've been really enjoying, which is How I Met My Soulmate. This one focuses on characters in college, so it's not a high school one, and yeah, it's really enjoyable. It's basically about a girl who's trying to find her soulmate. Then she crosses paths with someone and they kind of get closer together, but he's trying to help her find someone that will be her soulmate. But then obviously, as you can imagine, the guy kind of starts liking the girl, but then the girl ends up reuniting with one of her old crushes, and so he becomes part of the picture. And then so there's like two guys, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a love triangle. But I got volume 2 and I actually really enjoyed volume 1. I found volume 3 used, which you might have seen in my previous haul, but really enjoying this one and excited to see how the story continues. And a few people who really enjoy shoujo stories have said that it gets really good, so excited about that. And then we got Unholy Blood Volume 3. This one is a manhwa story about a vampire, and she is currently trying to seek revenge for something that happened in the first volume. And yeah, I really like this story. The first volume was intense. I love the art style. Let me try to find something which is not spoilery. So this is the main character, and I couldn't find anything that was non-spoilery, honestly, so that's kind of the limit to what I could have shown you. But the art style is stunning. Trust me, it's really good, and I am really looking forward to seeing how this story goes. And the next volume I have is Nina the Starry Bride, Volume 6. In this order, I ended up just picking up all the Nina the Starry Bride volumes that I was missing, and 6 was one of them. I think I have some others as well, like 3, 4, something something. But yeah, this one is a shoujo story about this girl who gets bought off the streets because she kind of looks like the princess that passed away, and then so she ends up having to fill in for the deceased princess. And obviously because she was on the streets, she has no idea of how to become a lady, a princess, and so she learns about everything that she needs to do. And then they have like political ties with another country, and so she ends up becoming a bride for one of the people in that country, and so it kind of starts from there. And there is obviously a romance and a love triangle. So if you're into things like that, as well as like political intrigue, seeing characters grow from where they were at the start to where they are now, it has a really nice progression of characters and character development. So yeah, this one's really good. And then I got a new volume that I haven't tried before, which is Opposites Attract, and this one looks really cute. I think this is a josei, I'm not 100% sure, but obviously it had dogs and animals, so of course I had to try it because I love animals, and it just looks like really cute story. And Caitlin also said that it really kind of healed her heart when she read it, so I'm excited to see how this goes. Alright, so we're done with the first box and all these SciFier bookmarks. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for all the bookmarks. Let's see if we got one which was one of the winners of the bookmark contest that they ran earlier. Let's see if I got it. Yes, I did. So the Dudettes Discord, they hosted a bookmark competition with SciFier, and this was one of the winners who got it. So they printed it on a bookmark and it looks really, really nice. So cool. All right, we're on to the next packet, and you can kind of see what's at the top. Really excited about that one. Let's open it up. All right, so on the top here we have My Girlfriend's Not Here Today, Volume 2. Have been really looking forward to this release. I've actually read all the chapters that are available online because when I've read the first volume, I just couldn't wait, and it's so good. It's not the best story in terms of GL representation. I've talked very at length on this series in my mid-year book freakout tag, as well as my GL Yuri recommendations video, so check that out if you want to know what the story is about. One of my favorite reads of this year, honestly, and I've been hesitant to recommend it, but I do talk very highly about the series and my love for it. So if you want to know what it might be about, you might be able to kind of tell from the title. But it's very good, very saucy, and oh, the first page is already very, oh my goodness. Okay, well, yeah, just read it. That's what I'm gonna say. And the next one we have is No Love Zone. This one is a BL manhwa. I have no idea what this one is about, but I heard it's uncensored, which is kind of crazy. So interested to see that. Well, you know, for science, obviously, nothing else. But hopefully I like it, even though I don't know what it's about. But it looks like an office-based romance, so definitely gonna see how that is. And we got another BL manhwa, which is Punch Drunk Love. This one is very funny. Honestly, I can't really explain the story much. It's about a guy, an office worker, who doesn't wear clothes that fit him well. He also kind of hides his face away with wearing like glasses and stuff, which is very obvious old type of trope where someone removes your glasses and then suddenly you're really like hot, like in Haruhi from Oran High School Host Club. He's gay, but he doesn't have a boyfriend or anything, and he's also finding it hard to find one. But his kind of dream is to one day sleep with a man and have like really crazy intimate relationships with them. And he has like the funniest imagination. And then one day he ends up, I don't remember how it happens, but something happens with one of his co-workers that is really popular, and then they end up having like a one-night stand, and then there's all these like really funny shenanigans that go on, but it's just really stupid. It's really silly and super funny. So yeah, And then another chunky one, we got My Neighborhood Story by Ayazawa. This one is volume 3. And I think this ends at 5 volumes in terms of omnibus format. And they're really super pretty in terms of color. So really excited and happy to have this. And this one is a slightly prequel story to Paradise Kiss. It focuses on one of the sisters from Paradise Kiss, Miwako's sister. That's Miwako's sister, and it focuses on her story, and I think it focuses on fashion as well. All right, we got more Nina the Starry Bride. This one is volume 3. So pretty. Love the artwork of Nina if you haven't checked it out already. Oh, and then we got Cherry Magic volume 12. The super cutest BL series, most wholesome series in the world. Honestly, Suki's here too. Suki, what you doing? Stepping on my manga. What are you doing, my love? Hey! But yeah, this one is really good. It's surprisingly so thin for how much money these volumes are, but I love it so much I can't stop collecting it. But if you're looking for a really wholesome BL series, definitely check this one out. He's just in my box now. Suki! So cute. Alright. Let me just take it off here. And then we got volume 4 of How I Met My Soulmate. This one is actually quite chunky. Really interesting. Nice. And then, ooh, next we have is Dark Souls Redemption. It just looked really stunning. Manga Sloth was talking about it and kind of showing us the panels in one of his shorts. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have to get it. I played Dark Souls 3, but I never finished it. I think it was way too hard for me at the time when I was kind of beginner in terms of RPG games. And when I played Elden Ring, I loved Elden Ring so much that I kind of want to get back into more From Software works, especially like Dark Souls. And yeah, this one just looked stunning, honestly. Like, as you can see, the panels are so detailed. And I just love fantasy lore, so really excited to have this one. All right, and then we got Hiro Yasumi volume 1. Seen lots of people talk about this one, how wholesome it is. I think someone, well, either the girl or the boy, gets inherited a house by someone or one of his relatives, and then it's just kind of their daily lives there. So yeah. All right, that's it on this one. We got one more, I think. He's just in the manga. Oh my god. Excuse me, sir. Oh my goodness. You're making it very hard for me to unbox my manga, my friend. Hey, don't put your claws on it. Hey. You are banned. Come out. Oh, we have 2 boxes. Okay, Suki was sitting on one, so I didn't see. Alright, we got loads more to go. So I got Reliving My Life with a Boyfriend Who Doesn't Remember Me. This one was recommended by one of the viewers on when I was doing my buying stream, and they said it was really fun and all good. So I'm excited to try this one. Oh, so this is a reincarnation story. So Oriana, who had a boyfriend, but then they end up passing away, and then she reincarnates into her 7-year-old body. And then as she starts to grow up, she wants to find that person again who was her boyfriend. But then when she eventually does meet him, he doesn't remember who she is. So she is trying to redo her life and trying to basically get her beloved back. So that sounds really interesting. Super excited for that one. And then next one I got is The Lady and Her Butler. This one is a webtoon that I heard quite a few people talk about. It's really chunky. Honestly, Seven Seas releases some really nice chunky manhwa volumes, which is really nice to see. But honestly, that's the extent to my knowledge. I just heard people talking about it, and so I got it. And then I got Monthly in the Garden with My Landlord. Really excited about this one. This one is a really cute story about a lady who ends up trying to find a place to rent out. And so she ends up renting out this really nice place for quite cheap, but then finds out that the landlord is actually a live-in landlord. So you end up renting the place, but you live with the landlord. and the landlord basically lives upstairs in this little attic, and so that's kind of how their friendship and relationship and all these things start to happen. And at the time that I read it, volume 1, nothing has explicitly happened yet, but they're just getting to know each other, and it's just really funny. And the girl who is the landlord was an ex-idol, and she's trying to stay low basically because I think something happened to her where she had loads of stalkers and stuff, so she's not really doing idol work anymore. It's just kind of exploring some of those themes, but yeah, love it. And then we got I Married My Female Friend Volume 2. Already talked about this earlier, so I got Volume 2 now, and I think it finishes at Volume 4 like her other series, so really sad that it's not a longer series, but I'll take what I can get. And then we got Though I Am an Inept Villainess, Tale of the Butterfly Rat Body Swap in the Maiden Court. This one is a villainous story, and it's more like a body swap rather than a reincarnation or an isekai, and it's focuses on 2 court ladies who are vying for the throne in terms of impressing the emperor to become the empress. But then one of them is very unpopular, very nasty, so she ends up casting a magic spell to swap into the body of the favored maiden court, and then realizes that life is not really as easy as she thought it was, because the favored maiden court was actually very sickly and frail, and yeah, it's just her life was very much more difficult than what people thought. Everyone thought that she thought that the favored maiden court lived like life in luxury and was just loved by everyone and didn't have any responsibilities, but it wasn't like that at all. And then the favored maiden court, who ends up into the body of the butterfly, the rat, ends up kind of living life more fully because she's now in this newly found body which is very strong, and she's suddenly not frail anymore, so she ends up living life to the fullest. And yeah, I'm not sure how it will end in terms of whether they will swap back into their bodies, but I'm excited to find that out. And then we got If I Could Reach You Volume 7. This one is a very sad and kind of more emotional story. It has a GL subplot mainly because one of the main girls is in love with a woman, but the woman is her brother's wife. So yeah, take that as how you will. I read the first volume. It was very emotional. I actually enjoy stories like that, which make me feel a lot of emotions, and so I enjoyed it and excited to continue. But I heard it definitely focuses on kind of the growth of the main character more than an actual GL relationship, so we'll see. And then also got Volume 5, and then got Volume 4 of Nina the Starry Bride here. And then I got I See Your Face Turned Away Volume 2. This was also one of the high school shoujo series that I actually really enjoyed. And yeah, this one is about a girl who has this best friend who she feels like is always the center of attention, and she feels like for herself she's quite plain, and she's always kind of imagining who her friend might be suited with or end up with, and then she ends up trying to set up 2 of her, like one of these guys with her friend, but then I think she kind of starts to like him a little bit or wants him to look at her, and then we find out later at the end of the first volume something about her best friend, or we don't find out yet, but there was a cliffhanger about her best friend, and I was a bit like, oh my gosh, what is that? And so I had to get the second volume because the cliffhanger at the first volume was insane. But yeah, oh my god, Sticky's back. And then we got I Think Our Son Is Gay. This one was a used volume actually, and I heard it's really cute, really sweet. Like the mum is really, really cute and sweet. So I wanted to try this one out because I've heard so many people talk about this one and have highly recommended it. So, and I got another big chunky omnibus. the whole of humanity has gone Yuri except me. I heard this one was really cute, and Rice Ball, who was watching the stream, ended up recommending it, saying that she enjoyed it. So I decided to pick it up. And as I always said, you don't have to convince me very much to pick up Yuri series. So yeah, excited to try this one. Excuse me, sir. And then I've got Last Quarter, which is a new release from Viz Media of Ayazawa's older work. I have no idea what this is about, but it looks really mysterious and the cover is stunning. This is a really nice print, actually. I'm really excited about this one. Very nice quality. So yeah, but it's Ayazawa, so obviously I had to get it. And then we got a new GL series, which I'm really looking forward to, is Spoil Me Please, Hinamori-san. I'm so happy that we're getting more GL licenses, honestly. It really warms my heart because I feel like the genre is just so underrated. But this one was cute, looked cute, had to get it. Honestly, I have no idea what it's about. As I said before, I'll just buy anything to support the genre. But excited to try it. Looks so cute, as always. And now we're on to the last one. Alright, first one is Kimi ni Todoke, From Me to You, Volume 18. This one is a very well-beloved shoujo series, a classic, I would say. It's about a girl called Sawako, and a lot of her classmates and people around her are quite afraid of her because she has a gloomy disposition, and people compare her to Sadako from The Ring because of her long black hair. But in reality, she's actually really sweet and nice. She's just very nervous around people, and she desperately wishes that she could make friends. But then one day, a guy called Kazehaya, going from school, ends up getting lost, and so Sawako ends up giving him directions and then was really nice to him, and then he realizes that she may look kind of gloomy and scary, but she's actually really, really nice and really sweet, and he ends up kind of helping her open up out of her shell, and then she also ends up making some friends in her class, and it's just really sweet coming of age story, high school series, and focuses on a lot of friendship groups as well, which is really, really heartwarming. So yeah, I'm pretty sure most people know Kimi ni Todoke. It's quite well loved, and the anime is also very highly rated. So yeah. And then we got a newish series, which is The Strange House. This one is kind of focuses on mysteries, and I heard this like floor plans, which sounds really fun, and Caitlin also enjoyed it and said it was quite good, so I picked it up. And I do like mystery series as well, so. And the next one is Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You. Honestly, it's been a long time coming. I was supposed to pick this up ages ago, but kind of held off because of the hype. But I ended up picking this up because I think my husband was quite interested in it. I said it would be something that maybe he might enjoy, so I picked it up to try it, and then he'll also have a read. But yeah, this one is getting a lot of hype. So many people love it, so I just had to try it. And then I'm really excited about this one is How to Relationship Volume 11. Absolutely love this GL series. It really kind of changed in terms of story as it progressed. Honestly, the start, like I guess the first half of the story is very different from the second half of the story, and I think only if you read it you'll understand what I'm talking about. But it's so good. It's quite sad at the start, a little bit, I guess, heart-wrenching. It focuses on a lot of sad, negative emotions. Sorry, my video cut off there because I had no storage left. But as I was saying, it's quite sad at the start. There's a lot of emotions, especially when you're in a newly found relationship and you're figuring each other out and all those insecurities that come to light. But then later on, it gets really hopeful, and it's just, I root for the characters so much and I just want them to be happy. And I think that really shows how much the story affected me and how much I loved it, because I'm rooting for the characters and I just want them to, be happy. So that's why I love it. I think the author has said that it's ending soon. I think it's going to end at like 13 volumes, which is so sad because I really wanted it to go even longer. But yeah, every volume of this has been great. Oh, and a really exciting one is Red River, the omnibus. Everyone has been super excited about this re-release and reprint, mainly because Red River has been a very highly sought out shoujo series that has been so difficult to obtain due to it being out of print. Shoujo Beat actually printed it many years ago, but obviously due to some kind of printing, I guess, issues or publishing issues, they weren't able to reprint the singles. So they ended up packaging it in a omnibus format, which I'm glad we're able to have. I wish they would have reprinted the singles, honestly, because I prefer reading singles, but I'm just happy to have this, and hopefully it sells really well so they know to start repackaging older shoujo series that are out of print as well in these kind of conditions. The scalpers that were selling Red River, it was insane. They were selling it for like thousands and thousands of pounds for a whole set, and some of the volumes were like hundreds of pounds, and it was getting ridiculous. So I'm really glad that this has been reprinted now so that we can just let those scalpers suffer, because it's ridiculous. But anyways, excited to read this classic shoujo series. I personally never read it at the time, so excited to see how I feel about an older shoujo series and experience it for the first time. And then I got How My Daddies Become Mate. This one looked just like a fun romp, honestly, and it's basically an Omegaverse, but it also is like, I think it's like delinquents, and it just seems really fun, and there's also a really cute kid, so it should be good. I love stories with really cute kids in them, so yeah. And this one was recommended by quite a few people who said that if you like delinquent manga and also really cute kids and stories, so yeah. And then catching up with Yona of the Dawn, I got volume 42. I'm just consistently picking up new releases of this, of course, so yeah, but I need to read it because I am very behind on the story. And then we got the last pile here, and we've got The Condemned Villainess goes back in time and aims to become the ultimate villain. I read volume 1 of this when it first released. I literally read it straight away after I bought it, and I really enjoyed it. It was such a fast-paced story, and I don't actually remember what happened at the end of volume 1. So I might reread it and then continue the story, but it's a classic villainous story. There's this girl who follows her around and is trying to take her down, basically. And so she tries to become the ultimate villain and defeat her in her future story. So yeah, love it. And then we got Seventh Time Loop, which is another villainous story, and this one is really good. I've talked about this at length as well in some of my reading videos, as well as I think it made it into one of my top 10 videos last year. It kind of focuses on a really self-sufficient main character. She time loops back into the day where her engagement got cancelled, and then she ends up trying to figure out her life, but then every time she turns a certain age, she ends up looping back into the same day of her engagement, but then every time she time loops back into that day, she ends up trying to live a life that's very different. So at first she becomes like a merchant, and then the next time she becomes a soldier, and then the next life she becomes like a maid. And it's just interesting to see all the different lives that she's lived, and then what she takes from that and the learning she has from each life that she has to make her next life even better. And then in her 7th life, she ends up getting proposed to by this prince. I think he's a prince or a king of a kingdom, and then she's like, okay, this 7th life I'm just gonna live a carefree life now, because she keeps dying. But then the person who actually ends up killing her in every life is the person that proposed, so she's trying to keep close to him to see what exactly happened to make him change into this evil killing machine. So yeah, really good, love it. And also the female character is so strong and so self-sufficient, which I love. And then we got Daily Report about my witch senpai. This one, super cute story, and it kind of looks into a witch who is in modern society. So even though she's a witch, it has like an urban setting, which is quite different, but she ends up getting together with one of the people that she works with, one of her colleagues, and it's just really cute. It actually ended at 2 volumes, but then due to the popularity of the series, the author ended up continuing the story, so we even have up to volume 4 at the moment, which is really, really cute, and the cover on volume 4 is really nice. But yeah, I'm excited to see how this story continues. And another chunky one, I got this one in the sale section, is The Other Side Picnic Omnibus Volume 2. So I picked up the manga version of Other Side Picnic, but I couldn't get into the manga. Honestly, I thought it was quite slow paced and it just wasn't my vibe. But then I've heard so many people say that the light novels are really, really good for Other Side Picnic. So you should definitely try out the light novels. It does take a bit of time to pick up the pace, but when it does, it gets really, really good. And obviously it's a horror GL, which is something that we haven't seen much of. So I saw the second volume on sale on SciFier for really cheap, so I just picked it up. Actually, the light novels are quite hard to find, which is a little bit of a shame, but I'm gonna be on the lookout for volume 1 to hopefully try it and see if I prefer the story in a light novel version. But yeah, cool. And then I also picked this up in the sale section, and this was also like £4, and obviously with a discount it was much cheaper. But this is The Fox and the Little Tanuki. This one is highly advocated by Kitsune on the Discord. She is trying to get everyone to pick it up basically and read it with her. I'm not exactly sure if she's read it yet, but I think she wants to do a buddy read on it. But she obviously loves, this type of series, her name being Kitsune. And yeah, I'm really glad I found it in the sale section, and it does look I'm really glad I found it in the sale section, and it does look really cute. So of course I picked it up. And the second last volume is Apothecary Diaries. This one, I hope you all know what it is because it's such a good series. I don't know if I need to do an introduction because I've talked about it so much on my channel, but it's a really amazing series and I implore you to try this one out if you haven't. If you're not really, if you're a bit hesitant about it, there is also an anime that you can watch that is out. Season 2 was announced as well because of how popular it is. And yeah, the animation is done really well. So I definitely recommend the anime if you're a little bit hesitant on picking up the manga. But Mao Mao is a great character. There is lots of mystery. There's lots of intrigue. It focuses on Chinese court palace politics. And there's a lot of really funny characters and lovable characters in here. And yeah, it's just got every formula that I love, which is, Chinese palace setting, court setting, a really strong female lead, a very, I guess, good looking male protagonist, and just mystery as well. Lots of like heartfelt stories as well. It's like surprising. There was one scene in the anime that I read in the manga that was really good, but then in the anime I actually ended up crying because of how emotional it was, and I was really shocked by that. And just a cast of really fun characters as well, and it talks a lot about like poisons and apothecary things as the title. So yeah, check it out. And the last one we have is Boys Gilding the Lily Shall Die, and I think there's an alternative title to this, which is like Boys Who Interfere with Yuri Must Die, which is kind of more a funny title in my opinion. But this one is a Tokyo Pop release, and is it Tokyo Pop? Yeah, Love Line, which I'm really glad that the covers are getting a lot better on Tokyo Pop series. Quite expensive, but had to get it because it's Yuri, and look at how cute they are. Oh my gosh, I love it. This is so cute. But yeah, Yuri series, that's all I know. Obviously gonna pick it up. So yeah, this is everything I got in my SciFier haul today. A bunch of stuff, lots of GL as always. And yeah, it's kind of a crazy haul. This one was one of the biggest hauls that I have done in one order. So I think, yeah, this is the biggest order that I've made. It's like 45 volumes, which is insane. It doesn't look as much at the moment, but there is 45 volumes here. Obviously I'm gonna go check now to see if I've got everything, because sometimes I forget what I order when it's like a week past my fish brain memory. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Definitely let me know down below if you saw some series that you are interested in picking up, as I always love hearing your comments down below. Make sure also to use my SciFier discount code if you're making an order for that extra 5% off. And as well, join my Discord channel so you can keep up to date with all my videos and chat with me about manga. Thank you as always for the support on my channel. It's been really amazing to be here for 2+ years, and hopefully I'm here for much longer than that. But I'll see you as always in my next video. Bye!